But I personally, if you meant that, it's amazing how a couple years ago people didn't even want a playoff, let alone a 18 playoff. So how did we go from four, skipping over six and go straight to eight? You know how we did that? Because the NCAA is all about the money. And just to show you it's about the money, it's always about the money. It's just you can't get any. If you playing, we don't want you to have any money. But if you coaching, if you're an administrator, you can get money. And that's the funny thing. It's about the kids. How is it that football is too dangerous for NFL players to play it, but it's not dangerous? It's too dangerous for college people to play it. See, this goes into my conspiracy theory about the CTE and things of that nature. The CTE thing is not a problem. I think it. Let's not be foolish. If you bang your head against a wall once a day, just you bump your head against a wall purposely, very hard, every day for the next 5 to 6 years, you're going to have brain damage. So it goes without saying that football is damaging to your body as well as your head. But let's not act as if there are not other concerning other extenuating factors to this. And we want to make it seem like it's the concussions, it's this, it's that. It's a lot of things. But I'm not going to get into a CTE conversation. I want to go into how do we get to 8 teams? And the thing is, I don't truly mind the 8 teams. I don't really mind. My bad. My man The Greatest just said my bad. It was meant, that's what I meant. Okay. Yeah, the NCAA. But see, the thing is, the playoffs, injuries are high risk. Win your games during the season, which is the playoffs itself. True indeed. But, as I was about to say, The Greatest, when you are in a situation like NCAA football, you are at a disadvantage if you're not in one of these Power 5 conferences. Because when you're in a Power 5 conference, you're pretty much, if you're in the ACC, the SEC, or the Big Ten, you pretty much are guaranteed a slot if you have a good enough season. Guaranteed. Now the Big 12 and the Pac-10, that's where the problem comes, y'all. Because they're getting cut out the money. Because people not respecting the conference that isn't playing any defense, aka the Big 12, and the Pac-12 is equal to the Big 10, to whereas there's so much talent out there, they beating up on each other. See, we've gotten so wrapped up in, if you lose one game, you're finished. No. Pick the best possible teams. That's why, me personally, I think it should be a 6-team tournament, Power 5 plus 1, and then you can get a number 1 seed in the nation a week off, and then start the playoffs. See, it's ironic that Division 2 and Division 3 football got a playoff, but Big Time football can't. And as I told y'all last week, I did a somewhat of a scientific experiment and pulled up. I don't remember the number of teams, but at the end of the day, it was 36% of the rosters on the teams that I looked into had. Thank you for being in, Erica M. I think Erica M. Virgo. I'm not sure who that is, but thanks, man. Is that Big E? I don't know, man. Big ups to my man. Being the end of the bench show. Thank you. I can't remember. I don't know what that is. I think that's Big E. But now Big E's birthday ain't he not a Virgo. But either way, thanks for joining in. Thank you, Angry Black Man, for being a part of the show, man. Thank you for the congratulatory text as well. Like I was saying, that's what it is. The Pac-10 and the Big 12, they getting cut out. And when you got 2 people being cut out who are power conferences, hey, Macy. I knew it. That's why I was like, man, okay, Macy. My man Macy, man. Shout out to my man Macy, one of the original bench warmers, man. That's what's up, man. Appreciate the love. Hey, Macy, I think you're going to love this platform even more because you get to speak your mind. You used to have to call me to give me your opinion. You can still do that at 773-803-9824. Again, the number 773-803-9824. You can still do it, but you can just type in your opinion right now, and I'll read it, and then you'll be a part of it. Macy is a consistent listener He's been a listener for the last 3 years. But on other platforms, he will call in, give everybody an earful. If he decides to do that, trust me, you'll enjoy hearing from my man Macy, one of my closest friends in the whole wide world, like a big brother to me. We argue like Tom and Jerry, but it's our relationship. That's how we get out. But that's what it is. It's one of those Power 5 conferences. Get out of the money. Now we want to rearrange everything. Now we want to move it to 8. See, we don't care about Central Florida not getting in. We don't care about Boise State. Remember, Boise State was doing that thing about 5 or 6 years ago. We don't care about that. We don't give a damn about them because they not really bringing in no super bread. See, Alabama. Let's just look at it this way. 2005, Vince Young and the Texas Longhorns win the national championship. $50 million. Because 13 years ago, $50 million. 4 years ago, before my man Deshaun Watson took out the University of Alabama for the national championship, Alabama lost that year and still made $110 million. So what these other institutions, these big conference institutions are looking at is like, hold it. If Alabama could make 110 on a losing year, Texas can make 110 that year, and so forth and so on. So that's why they want to move to 8, because I'm trying to figure out what about the safety of the kids. I was telling me about the kids and the academics. Remember, the original argument was the academics. Big Mo in the building. Thank you, man. That Big Mo always showing brother love, man. Thank you, Mo, man. Much love to the homie Mo. But like I was saying, when everybody ain't getting their cut, as long as it ain't one of the field hands not getting his proper chop, it's okay. But Texas don't like that. USC don't like that. Washington don't like that. Stanford don't like those. That's why they want to move it up to 8. Because if it was just purely about competition, you would move it to 6, get somebody a bye week, and be just like my man like my man DeGrader said, win your games when they count, and then you ain't got to worry about the season as a playoff. See, but they don't want to do that, DeGraders, because then everybody ain't getting their chop. See, it's an American tradition. Believe it or not, it is an American tradition. What it is this. I don't care how much money I have, because the average person, you walk up to the average person in the United States of America, a person who gets up and go to work every day and hand them $100,000, they'll be happy as hell. Up until the moment you find out that I gave Mocha 110, or I gave Mo 200. You was happy with the 100 up until you found out somebody else got more. Now you ain't done no extra work, and you don't know what Mo and Mocha have done for it. But you still mad that you didn't get what they got, even though you were happy with what you had. And that, my friends, that's the problem. That's why that thing is going to be expanded. It has nothing to do about competition and fair and none of those adjectives and bro mindset will be thrown out to us about the college playoff. The Big 12 and the Pac-12 are not getting their proper chop, so they want to, let's expand it, because this thing ain't but 5 years old. 6 years ago, it was about the kids and the safety and the CTE. We ain't worried about none of that no more, though, huh? And it's just, hey, mark my words. Mark my words. You only hear about CTE. It is this one period in July. It's a 2-week span. It's a 1-week period between the All-Star game and the beginning of football season. That's when the CTE conversation comes up. Y'all gonna be listening in July. Mark my words. As a matter of fact, you can ask the homie Joe from Houston. I literally said, okay, and next week we're going to be talking about CTE, because ESPN ain't going to bring that up. They bring it up once a year, and then they never talk about it again, because that's the state that traditionally, that period after the MLB All-Star game and before the NFL season, it's the slowest sport period of the year. There's really nothing going on, but so what they do is drum up these damn red herrings, and then once you get the red herrings, well, now the conversation going, and then once that 2 weeks dissipate, boom, we back to sports, and it's going down. There you go. The homie Joe from Houston, that's affirmation right there. They only talk about it the slowest 2 weeks of sports, that one dead period. Once that dead period goes by, we talk about it, and blah blah blah. Like, look. This is why I hate when people Google me stats and tell me what's going on. Oh, well, this dude is averaging this much and not talking about impact on the game. The last report that came out, we tested 110 former football players, and 99 of them had CTE. That sounds horrific. You going, oh damn, this shit is killing people. But what they didn't tell you is some of the people that they tested who tested positive for CTE were punters. Now explain to me when punters get tackled enough to even get a fucking concussion. You could all but guarantee in the 99-year history of the National Football League and in the 48-year history of the NFL as we know it today, I bet you punters and kickers getting concussions, you could probably count on one hand and have at least 3 fingers left over. At least. At a minimum 2 fingers left over. So that's why I say it's a red herring. And if it's not a red herring, and if I'm all the way off base about this, why the hell y'all expanding the season to hurt our kids? Because everything is always about the kids. Adrian Peters can't whoop his son because it's about the kids. You can't use PEDs. It's about the kids. Remember, I was talking to y'all earlier this week about the man stepped up, the senator, I can't even remember his name. I deleted it from my notes. The senator stepped up speaking about domestic violence. Well, hey, you know what, Senator? If we can't talk about social issues on the field and kneel, you need to take your ass back to Capitol Hill and figure out how to get the fuck that dude out the White House. You talk about what you gonna talk about, we gonna talk about what we gonna talk about. We don't want to hear shit you got to say, and that's just the name of that tune, And if anybody don't like it, you know what? This is somebody else's show because I'm gonna keep it funky with you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep it funky, but y'all musty, and that's just it. Y'all just stink. So with that being said, I want y'all to keep your ears on. I know it's a couple of NFL games going on right now. This is always one of my favorite times of the year because during this period of the year, it's after college football season, so the NFL and NCAA never want to bump heads. So what they do is put a couple Saturday games on, which was always super dope. Even when we couldn't, when you didn't have cable, there would always be a game on NBC in the middle of the week. And you'd be like, damn, man, this is so dope. So I'm glad that's on. Shout out to the NFL for that at least. And the NCAA, y'all know college football is my favorite pastime. Even with football, I love college basketball more than anything. The game to watch this week is Villanova versus Kansas. I understand Villanova lost to Penn, and the one thing, that's why I like college basketball. Anybody can beat anybody on any occasion. Gary G Money Joyner is in the building. Thank you, my brother, for joining and celebrating my 3-year anniversary. G Money in the building. And for the support as usual, it's all good. Concussions are easy. You get falling on the ground, you can hit your head and get up and have a concussion. This is true. A concussion, all it means is the brain matter. Your brain is basically a suspended animation by liquids in your head. If your brain flops to one side, you have a concussion. He's 100% correct. But another thing they don't, here's another, y'all know I always hit y'all with the fun facts. Take a stab in the dark. Who's the most concussed person in all of sports? You would be, unless you know what I'm about to say, you'll be hard pressed to guess. I give you about 10 seconds, but you are definitely going to be shocked when I tell you the person or athlete that receives the most concussions in all of sports is this: the female soccer player. The female soccer player, to the point that they've ruled out headers and the young lady soccer. So you can't even. What's good, G Money? You can't even use your head and use soccer as a girl. They don't tell you about that. Well, why ain't we trying to get rid of girls soccer? Another reason that CTE is not exclusively a NFL problem. Remember, the dude who's with the Legion of Doom, and I can't think of his name, Eric Lindros in the NHL, his career ended due to concussions. Ain't nobody talking about concussions in the NHL. Sid Crosby, the new golden boy in NHL, his career is in jeopardy as we speak due to concussions. We're not talking about it there. Why ain't no rugby players getting CTE? because it's bigger than football. But I don't want to have a conversation about CTE because to me,